Good evening, good evening, good evening. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody. I hope you all had a great day on today. I hope that you all made a difference in someone's life on today. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Let me go over. Glad to be back. Excuse me, y'all. Glad to be back again on another day. On another day. On another day. Let me go to my comments. Okay. Let me see. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, shout out to Vita. Vita, what's up, my Vita? Trey Lynn, what's up, Lynn? Welcome back, boo. Hey, Louisa. Peace, love, and blessing, Mister. Yeah. Happy Friday. I hope everyone have a great day thus far. Had a great day thus far. Yes, absolutely. Peace, love, and blessings to everyone in the comment section. Please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe to the channel so that when we go live, you will be notified. Y'all, my little lady, y'all already know, hey, she done slept today. So she up and ready, baby. So y'all gonna hear her in the background, but that's okay, baby. We gonna make it do what it do. My baby ain't bothering nobody, so y'all hear her. She bound to tell y'all, hey, but anywho, peace, love, and blessings to everybody. I was trying to make it to that little 10-minute mark that I had a little music playing or whatever because I was eating my little vegetable po' boy. I got a veggie po' boy. Sugar Boogie. Vita say, hey girl. Hey girl. You hear laughing Vita, so yeah. Yes, y'all. But once again, peace, love, and blessings, and welcome back again today. So it's only fair that we do a part 2 on today from yesterday. But y'all, oh my God, tonight is about to be very, very interesting. Excuse me, tonight is about to be epic and interesting. So Louisa said, boss lady, you know where I live at. I don't know what the people be playing games, but I did bless a lady with a bag of shit. Oh, you blessed the lady. Okay. Yeah, I already know. You know, I used to I had a couple of clients down there, Louisa. So, you know, I already know where you at. If you come out right there in that spot on that corner, that building, yay. So if you talking about that, Louisa, you know, I had clients down there when I lived in Birmingham. And plus, like, before I had clients, like when I was off into illegal activities, I had a lot of clients down there. They just say I had a lot of clients down there, Louisa. But yes. Yeah, Vita girl, she sitting up here. She laughed soon. Soon I told her, Vita say, hey, sure. She bust out laughing. She out the train. She done ate her some gumbo and rice for the night, child. That's what they ate. Gumbo with rice. No, little mama. Night. Yeah, night. So, yeah, so. So yes, y'all. So back to what I was saying. Like tonight is gonna be very epic, y'all. So we're discussing Maui, the continuation of Maui, the children that are missing in Maui, also the concentration camps that they have. A lot of you all may know them to be FEMA camps. Also, I don't know how many of you all know, allegedly, everything we said is allegedly on this channel. It's the education and entertainment purpose only, as well as the fair use is in effect. As soon as this live began, the fair use went into effect. Also, the stream your link is in the comment section. So if anybody would like to come up, the stream your link is dropped. Yeah, Louisa. Yes, Vita. Yeah, see, that's what they ate. Her and Sean. Andy's not here. He's gone. So he's gone for the weekend. So I only got my baby and my other baby. So I only got two of them, y'all. So, but yeah, I get to Louisa. Yeah, I understand. So I already know what time it is. But yes, y'all. So as I stated, y'all, a lot of you all may know or you may not know in pertaining to some of the Walmarts that they have, allegedly. Some of the Walmarts that are here that are around the world, they house, they like FEMA camps. They have camps in them. They house, and so some of them that are closed down and some of them that are still operating. They just be really operating and wide open at night. So it's very wicked, and this range from state to state to state, y'all. CST is very high. Like I said, the children that came up missing in Maui, I really do feel like that Maui, they are trying to do another Epstein Island with that. But that's something for later on in the live or another day. But the kids that are in Walmart, all of these, it's not by coincidence that they have these borders wide open, that they're coming through Texas. Texas is big. This is not allegedly. It is on paperwork. It is out there. Texas is big. It's called the pipeline. You got Texas, you got Georgia, you got Alabama, you got Mississippi, you got Memphis. You got all of these states that allegedly these governors and all these high elite officials are wrapped up in, so it's a lot of that going on, y'all. So we about to talk about it, and it's gonna be exposed. As well as, if y'all didn't know, allegedly the word is that Michael Obama is about to run for president, which I don't give a shit, because I'm out of there. I don't vote. I've been stopped voting. I don't do it. So yeah, Michael Von Johnson is about to run for president, y'all. So it's a lot more where that came from. So we're here to bring y'all the news. Also, y'all, thank God it's Friday. It's Fun Friday. I just thought about it. Today is Friday, y'all. It is Fun Friday. So y'all already know how we do over here on Friday. Y'all already know we just be live. We just be freestyling, freedom. Everything's talked about. Nothing's gone unnoticed. But anywho, y'all, I'm about to get ready to bring y'all this content, baby. So I'm going to go on mute. Yes. Thank God it is Friday, Lillian. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody in the comment section. I love y'all, and I thank God that you all have returned again on another night. I did not go live on yesterday, y'all, because yesterday I relaxed. So y'all already know, if I'm not busy, if I'm not grinding hard, if I'm not doing some of everything, if I'm not with my clients, if I'm not with my kids, like busy doing something, then y'all already know, hey, I'm going to take a little break or whatever. So I just pretty much like relaxed yesterday. Then I did some little running around or whatever. Bought me a new toilet because like I've been doing little things here, there. Put my own little touch on my house as far as like what I want to do in my house. Little stuff like that. So it's nothing. But anywho, y'all, thank God it is Friday. And once again, y'all, this is Freestyle Friday. So we going up. We on a late gate. I already know if my sister Vita. If you drop out Vita, I know what time it is. So y'all, once again, we about to get this content started. So I'm kind of feeling good right now because this internet ain't tripping. So let me not speak too soon. Y'all know how it's bound to just jump out anytime. Oh yeah, y'all. So let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I always see stuff, right? So I'm gonna see if y'all are aware that when you all are on the internet and when you all are like on this YouTube, let me show you where I noticed that. I noticed it on the YouTube, and it was another one of my apps. I'm not sure. My aunt has it on her TikTok. But listen, y'all, are y'all aware that your name, when it comes to YouTube and a lot of these social media sites, has put numbers by your name? Hold on, y'all. I'm about to show y'all. Let me go in here on my phone and I'm gonna show y'all. Like, I'm not sure what they doing, but in this social media world, this beast, y'all, they giving us numbers. So I'm about to comment from my cellular so you all can see what I'm seeing. I said, my God. Um, so I'm not sure what the numbers mean. My intentions were really to spiritually research those numbers that they have given me, that they have put alongside my my account. And before the night is over with, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna research it. So give me 1 second, y'all. I am about to come to the page from my cellular device so that I can show you all. Yeah, yeah. Yes, y'all. They doing some things. They doing some things. Okay. Okay, so I'm about to come in from my cellular device and y'all can see this. Um It's the number of a man. It's the number of man, the beast system. Okay, y'all. So um okay, so on my end, okay, I'm not sure. Oh wow. Okay, so that's weird. Because listen, so earlier today I had the chance to I was on YouTube, and when I was on YouTube grabbing the content, I pretty much had commented on someone's content. And when I commented on their content, it was Boss Lady 5 Fearless 256. So I said, what the hell? So I was, I seen it and I said it was checking out the content. So I commented on someone else's content. And I said, I said 256. They had given me a number 256, right? So I'm not sure what that meant. But all is well. I don't know what these demons got going on. But like I said, all is well. But yes, y'all, I was given the number 256. Anytime I come in it, it says Boss Lady 5 Fearless 256. So I'm still gonna research that, look deeper off into it and see why was that number 256 attached to my fucking my account. And yeah, they've taken it off now, so I'm not sure. But anywho, all is well, can about it. So anywho, y'all, I just had to bring that to you all. So if you all are on social media sites or whatever, and you all just so happen to comment or do something, if you see a number alongside your name, y'all just know that I don't know, whatever they doing, honey. So yeah, we about to get right into it. Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in with me on tonight, y'all. Let's get it.
What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Before we get a video, make sure y'all DM me on Instagram, Life Reckless. For more videos, check out or email me, lifereckless@yahoo.com. A lot of people sending different videos. Definitely appreciate y'all. Do gotta watch with some of the videos that you guys are sending. Some streaming services are a little weird, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you know that. So some of the videos I probably can't get to, but I try to get to most. But definitely have to check this video out because backtracking from yesterday, talking about with 2,000 people missing, as well as school buses and missing children. So definitely have to check this out. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button. Let's get in the video.
On today's video, we have a lot of ground to cover in a very short amount of time. Videos about the Maui fire are being scrubbed from the internet at a rapid pace. So I'm going to be showing you a collection of what I've found so that you're able to see them before they suddenly disappear. Here we go.
Now you can't get in there. Now it's a war zone. Now it's like checkpoints and Checkpoint Charlie and guards and FBI and ATF and Army. These people have not been able to go back to their homes to get the contents of their safe. And I've heard rumors about who is rummaging through that. Again, I'm not here to spread rumors, but I'm just telling you, to not allow homeowners to go into and get their stuff is weird. To not allow press to go in there to get their stuff doesn't make sense. To not allow citizens like me to pull over on the side of the road and take pictures and videos from afar of what's going on.
Wow.
I can't fly my drone over there and watch the hillside for future strikes causing fires. We're looking down and seeing what FEMA's doing. To block everybody out is against our constitutional rights.
There is now yet another extremely concerning situation taking place in Maui.
This is probably one of the most egregious things that they could do post-fire. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have glue or ash go into the ocean? Here, just watch.
Looking at options of how to mitigate ongoing discharges to the ocean, we've decided to apply a soil tackifier, which is, we've chosen a product that is non-toxic, biodegradable, marine safe.
Okay, here we are on vinyl acetate. When you go down to the toxicity, on one test in 2009 done by the Canadians that says it's safe, but then if you look here, it says in the context of large-scale release into environment, it is classified as extremely hazardous.
Okay, read it for yourself. Google it for yourself. Check out for yourself. Vinyl acetate, copolymer. But really it boils down to a common sense question. Would you rather have glue going into the ocean or would you rather have ash? And two, why are they really doing that? What's the real purpose?
Yeah.
Some saying it's so they can lower the value, make it unusable, and come in and swoop it up, which is part of the land grab.
The University of Hawaii caught a green laser beam on camera for over 10 minutes the morning before the fire. This video has also been removed from the internet, but I was able to save it for you. Check it out.
There's that right there. And a lot of people ask me, oh, Reckless, why are your videos so this is due to watching out for copyright reasons of what's going on, and not so much of the creator itself of the videos, but more of YouTube. So gotta be careful with stuff like that, trying to get this out as much as possible to get people to understand and see what's actually going on.
One theory is that they were mapping their targets out so they wouldn't accidentally hit Oprah's house.
But why shouldn't you have a conspiracy theory when they're not telling you anything and they're purposely lying to cover for?
I also don't know why that's a conspiracy theory when you're just positing possibilities. Meaning, like, right. it's not impossible when you're not saying that it actually. Well, Oprah, I feel like, has better things. I mean, she does own a space laser, so I mean, theoretically, you could. But you can certainly see why people would conclude,
Something's a little screwy here. Is there something more going on?
In absence of facts and explanations, everyone has to rely on their own theories as to what's really going on in Maui.
We basically want accountability of people who are responsible for this, and they should be held liable for this. People should be held liable for this because this is gross negligence. We want accountability of people, that electric company, the police. Why did the police block people from coming and exiting? The police was blocking the road. Hundreds of people were backed up there with people in their cars, and a lot of people lost their lives. The police officer that was over there, he should be investigated. It needs to be investigated by a third party that is not associated with the government. People in Lahaina are angry. We don't trust the government because of what has happened. I'm an attorney, and I question, there's so many things that are questionable that has happened here. We still don't trust the government. We're wondering what's on those documents for FEMA. I don't know what's on the documents myself. And we're afraid to sign documents because right after that, the governor says, oh, I'm going to take the land. The state wants to purchase all this land. Who the hell does he think that he should get this land? This land belongs to the people already.
Okay.
The government is liable for this, grossly negligent.
And I don't like when they be like, you know what I'm saying, like your time is up. It's like let them speak. I feel like it's more important to let them speak, and I feel like they try to make them be quiet. Like I can see if this was something else, but this being that bad and this actually being the situation, let them speak.
Okay.
The government is liable for this, grossly negligent, at least if not criminally negligent. They should clean up all that land, restore that land to the people who own that, because they failed here. They failed. The government failed.
People are outraged, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Oprah Winfrey are facing backlash after asking fans to donate to their Maui fund instead of contributing more of their own money.
That will put money directly in the hands of
People are mad at Oprah and The Rock, as more than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Looking at the fund organization, it's called Entertainment Industry, with their audit for last year, can see all the different costs that are taken from donations, including salaries, advertisement, rents, bonuses, and more of around 400 millions absorbing most of the donations. And the CEO salary is around 700,000 to $1 million, according to salary.com. This is why many people have shared their frustration online that a billionaire and multimillionaire are asking for donations, and most of donations will go to overhead costs. I don't know. What do you think about this? Would you donate to them or prefer to donate directly to the families?
How's it feel to be here, ma'am?
Well, it's a little overwhelming, you know.
Bro, every video that I see, it makes me, and my mom always tell y'all this in the videos. I always tell y'all this. My mom says hate is a strong word. I can say that right now. She can walk in the door and be like, I hate. Tariq, don't say that. It's my real name, by the way. She's gonna be like, don't say that. That ain't, you know. That's the fact that she said that's overwhelming. That is overwhelming. So you have all these acres on land, of land, and different houses, and you buying this, and you living comfortably, and you can take your jet, one of your jets, to wherever you want to go, and then you going somewhere, which you said that you're going to put money in people's hands, and you're going in there saying, oh, it's overwhelming. Okay. It makes me not even like her even more.
Did you know it's been 1 month now, and the Lahaina fire is just now finally 100% contained, but is still not yet extinguished? There's over 1,000 people surveying and performing hazmat cleanup, yet the fires are still going to this day.
Almost 4 weeks since the Maui fires broke out, and firefighters are slowly making progress.
So where are the children? It's been 1 entire month since the Lahaina fire, and officials are still giving families and the public no real information. No update on the death toll, which they're now saying is anywhere between 115 and 385. Also, no information about the missing children or their parents. No updates from the DNA matches that Police Chief Pelletier was rapidly collecting.
She and another sister on the mainland did DNA swabs weeks ago. She filed a missing persons report with police too. She's been asking for 10 days if her DNA matches any of the 115 remains.
We've never got that information.
And still no proper relief from the government. The public remains left in the dark with no idea how many are actually missing. What we can assume is that the number is much higher than the 385 the government is claiming, and much higher than the less than 50 active missing person cases that Governor Josh Green is saying. As we've seen, the official number makes wild jumps down from the over 2,000 kids that were originally missing. It also doesn't match up with the latest stats from the Department of Education, which says out of 3,000 students enrolled in West Maui, approximately 1,200 remain undetermined.
33, we're tracking new developments regarding.
So you mean to tell me that all these children is missing and nobody has answers? We're not talking about, and it's definitely, you know, regardless of how many, it can be one, but we're not talking about all just 20 kids, 10 kids. We talking about 2,000 kids, even over 1,000 kids that's missing and nobody has answers. That's a little weird to me.
Regarding West Maui schools. Now, here are the latest stats from the Department of Education. Before the fire, there were 3,001 students enrolled in that area. Since then, 778 have re-enrolled in other schools. 874 have signed up for distance learning. 129 are now enrolled in charter or independent schools. 12 have withdrawn. Now that leaves about 1,200 students that the DOE is actively trying to contact.
Nick Sorter said, at a minimum, I believe officials are definitely hiding the real numbers, especially for missing, from the people of Maui, hoping this story goes by the wayside and their grip of power becomes less threatened. Families are left with more and more unanswered questions with each passing day.
Those who have been searching for clues about what happened to their loved ones are frustrated with the lack of answers from officials.
Yeah, Bridget, a lot of family members flew to Maui searching for answers and for their loved ones, and now many of them are leaving with more questions and with heartache.
There are hundreds of families who don't know what's going on. They're unable to come here. They're getting bits and pieces of information, and there needs to be a hub they can go to have their questions answered.
We still don't have any answers regarding the school buses as well. I had mentioned the buses on a video a few days ago, assuming you had seen the video on it already. I left you all with questions, so this next video you're about to see has no audio, but if you read along, it will explain the school bus mystery.
Okay, so these are the buses that's there. Then you have, you know, and looking around. I'm talking about even close. Like look around close. This is there. All fire right here. All fire. No fire whatsoever touched. Wow. There it is. So you have what, about a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's about 7, 8. 8 compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 right there. 8 right here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 8 buses left. And this is before the fire. After the fire, mind you, untouched. Don't touch this area. Safe zone. All of this is burnt. Everything is burnt. All trees, everything. Bus is untouched. Safe zone. Has you wondering, where did these buses go? Who did these buses have on it? Wow. So that's before. And it looks like, I don't know if that's either dropping off or they're leaving. There's the math.
If school was canceled that day, as they tell us.
So you mean to tell me they, and for you people that's out there like, oh yeah, you guys are believing. Man, listen, you can't tell me that they just saving buses, not saving people. Come on. They saving buses, but not saving people. I'm telling y'all, it's something weird. It's something weird. Why were there no buses? Like I'm telling you.
Wouldn't the buses be lined up in the parking lot since they weren't in use?
Exactly.
Footage has surfaced of a long line of school buses evacuating from Lahaina. Speaking of vehicles, there are currently over 18,000 cars sitting idle at the Maui airport.
Maui's rental car companies are working to ship out part of their inventory as tourists have fled the Valley Isle.
Thousands of cars are still parked at the Kahului airport, and many say it reminds them of the pandemic.
At Kahului Airport and the surrounding fields, it's a sign that Maui's economic engine is at a standstill and appears like a repeat of the COVID pandemic.
They're two separate lots, and they're both full of empty cars, and yeah, it's just surreal. Yeah.
And from an airplane window, the massive scale of devastation from the Lahaina wildfire comes into full view. There are 7 rental car companies at Kahului Airport. The Maui District Airport Manager says there are 21,000 rental cars.
Wow.
3,000 are currently rented, leaving 18,000 cars to sit idle.
There's one more video I'd like to show you, again, with no sound. But
it's like they're being controlled.
If you pay attention, it may also prove that we're being lied to about the children being sent home from school the day of the fire.
That's very odd. And if y'all want to go check out this video, somebody comment down below, and I'll let y'all know where this is from. I just can't say the name because I'm not trying to get, the name is literally like, you know, some of y'all know, but I can't say it because, you know, I'm trying to work on my cussing, and it's literally a curse word. So. I said Tuesday, 24.
To add insult to injury, the good people of Maui are now being forced into bankruptcy and eviction from their own homes. Once again, Nick Sorter voiced his outrage, saying, "Hey FEMA, how about all the people on Maui that are about to be forced into eviction and bankruptcy because you're rejecting the vast majority of residents' claims? That $700 is a freaking insult to the people of Maui. Even your own employees know this is a freaking joke.
Facts.
Get it together. The great people of Maui can't handle the suffering much longer, not including rent or a mortgage. $700 lasts less than a week for the average family in Hawaii. FEMA fails the people once again."
Name me one major issue.
And I feel like that's a lot of places though. Like $700 really not gonna do nothing. Like when you're having a family, like that's not gonna do nothing, and that's definitely sad.
That we've set our mind on solving, we haven't been able to do.
Joe Biden made an appearance in Florida to check out the damage from Hurricane Idalia, and people there want to know why he still hasn't gone to East Palestine yet.
Well, I said in March that you would go to East Palestine, Ohio. You came here. How come you haven't gone to East Palestine yet?
Well, I haven't had the occasion to go to East Palestine. There's a lot going on here, and I just haven't been able to break. I was thinking whether I'd go to East Palestine this week, but I then was reminded I've got to go literally around the world.
Bro, we literally have a president that's in office that's literally like a statue. Y'all hear how this man is talking? I really sometimes don't even just like listening to him because it's like, but like, why? Like, he's being controlled. First of all, y'all know who he's being controlled by. I mean, it's not literally 2 people. I think so, but it's literally like it. You know what? I'm gonna shut up. I don't want to get, you know, canceled.
Palestine this week, but I then was reminded I've got to go literally around the world. I'm going from from Washington to India to Vietnam and so it's going to be a while.
Everything but helping the United States. We get it.
But we're making sure that East Palestine has what they need materially in order to deal with the problems.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy toured Lahaina over the weekend and pledged continued support to help rebuild Maui.
I think there's disasters and they're going to continue to be disasters. I think we could better prepare where a disaster doesn't happen.
And McCarthy also made a little trip to Hawaii over the holiday weekend, visiting the wildfire-devastated communities of Maui. While there, he vowed the people of Hawaii would get the truth on what started the fire, why it grew out of control, why residents weren't notified faster, and what can be done in the future to prevent this type of devastation from ever happening again.
Ron DeSantis calls what happened in Maui an absolute catastrophe.
Do you trust the federal government to help seeing what happened in Hawaii just a few weeks ago in East Palestine a few months ago?
Look, I think the Maui is a total catastrophe, what happened there. And I don't think we have all the answers to that. I think we should have all the answers to that. It's interesting how incurious our corporate media is about what happened in Maui. I mean, I don't see them interviewing parents who can't find their kids, but we know there's a lot of people missing. So that was a total disaster. Really, really heartbreaking to hear some of the stories, even though they're not being publicized.
At a Medal of Honor ceremony this week for 81-year-old Captain Larry Taylor, Biden walked out before the closing benediction, leaving the recipient, as well as those in the audience, quite confused.
Look how everybody looking at this dude. I'm sorry. This is a joke. I'm pretty sure he's way older. Let me see something right quick. Larry Taylor, right? Is that his name? Larry Taylor? How old is Larry Taylor, I wonder? Larry Taylor, age. He's 81. Okay, so 81. So close. What? I think Joe Biden is what, 80? So close in age, a little bit. I think what, a year older, and having more common sense. What are you doing? What are you doing? I feel like Joe Biden. See, I have to get up a long pause so I don't get, the AI is catching me or nothing. But every time I talk about him, I become confused because of confusing things that he do. Have you ever seen somebody do something confusing and you just confused just like they are? I'm not saying them seeing anything. I'm saying them doing something confusing. Like, what is he on? And you confused real bad. Every time I hear that man talk, that's what I think. I'm confused. And I feel bad for him. 'Cause what is he doing? Where'd he go?
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the benediction. Most holy God, we thank you.
We're going to end today's video right.
That is crazy. Definitely sad. I don't know what happened, what's going on with the buses. That is definitely something that I want to know your thoughts about down below in the comments, because that is a little odd to me. Definitely make sure y'all DM me on Instagram, Life Reckless, or email me, lifereckless@yahoo.com. The next video that we'll be dropping is a crazy video, so make sure y'all stay tuned for it. It is a crazy video. I'm telling y'all. I'm even nervous to even put out the video, but I'm going to put it out. And y'all should be pretty ready for it if y'all got to this point. Make sure y'all hit the like with that subscribe. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in and watching News Reaction. Catch y'all next one.
Well, the United States is the largest trafficker of children in the world. Children that are illegally kidnapped, brought across the US-Mexico border, are then sold off to mostly wealthy Americans, used as sex slaves, and worse, if you can imagine worse than that. It's happening, and the corporate media, of course, is largely ignoring the story for whatever reason. They refuse to touch the story, and when they do, they briefly touch it, and then it disappears. You can't find links on their website. It vanishes very mysteriously when they cover these stories. Many of these kids, these children, are kept in hidden concentration camps in the United States. Yes, I said it. Hidden concentration camps in the United States. We showed you one of these facilities a few months ago here on Redacted, a Walmart facility, a former Walmart facility in Brownsville, Texas, that is holding hundreds, if not thousands of children before they are sold off. A whistleblower who worked at one of these facilities, MVM is the name of the facility, has come forward to expose all of this. Carlos Ariano is a former U.S. immigration contractor, and he joins us now. Carlos, welcome to the show, and thank you for coming forward to share your story.
No, thank you for having me. It's like you said, when it comes to child trafficking, there's so much evil behind it that people don't want to touch the story, and if they do touch it, they touch it briefly. And it just goes to show you how much evil there is behind it, that it holds that much power over people, that it's kept in the dark.
And hopefully we can expose this story. We can shine a light on it today. So anyone watching this, hopefully you can share this story out, share it with people who can spread it around to try to put an end to this awful crime against humanity that's happening in the United States and around the world. So, Carlos, before we dive into some more specifics of this, can you just give us, our audience, a background as to what exactly you did working as an immigration contractor and this company? Is it a government company relationship as a U.S. government contractor, or was it separate from the U.S. government?
So the way it works is the U.S. government is washing their hands, keeping their hands clean by going out and handing out massive contracts to organizations that they like to call NGOs, non-government organizations. And these NGOs, they will get contracts for food services, for laundry services, for educational services for the illegal immigrants. Everything under the sun that you can think of, everything that we have to pay for, they will hand out $100 million contracts to give these services for free to the illegal immigrants. And the company that I work for specifically, their job is they hold the largest contract to move children around the United States of America. So my job was to move children from point A to point B. And my job was to pick children up at the border and then move them to their sponsors. I've been to every state that you could name. I've been there. I've been to North Dakota, Vermont, Florida, dropping kids off, all of them. And New York City and Florida, the most popular ones. New York State and Florida. And the other job that I did, I've done this immigration work my whole life, but two main jobs that stick out the most is I was part of the management team. I helped ran the largest migrant hotel in New York City, the Row NYC, where I had to look over 5,000 migrants in the heart of Times Square, a block away. And my job was to, whatever these migrants wanted in New York City, whether it be spicy food, non-spicy food, or laundry services. We got laundry services for them. We had Uber services for them. If a migrant in New York City came to me and said, I want to go here in New York City, I want to go here in Brooklyn, but we're in Manhattan, my job was to get an Uber for them and things of that nature.
How did they have so much power? I mean, a migrant in New York City, was this a person responsible for the trafficking, or were these are people that had come across the border and you were providing sort of, luxuries for them? Can you explain that?
Well, the way it works is it's separate NGOs. So the one I escorted children for and the one I worked for in New York City are two separate companies. But the thing that people miss here is, for example, people think it's Governor Abbott who's sending all these people on buses to New York City. And it's not just Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott can account for like 15, 20% of the people. Because if you look at the numbers that the state of Texas provides, they've bussed over about 30,000 people maybe to New York City, but New York City has about 80,000 people currently in their system. So the rest of these 50,000 people are going to NGOs like Catholic Charities at the southern border. And I think Ann talked about Catholic Charities, Ann and Michael. So Catholic Charities, bus tickets, airplane tickets, all on the federal taxpayer money to get these illegal immigrants from the border to New York City. So a lot of these illegal immigrants are finding their way through federal taxpayer money from the NGOs to get around the country. But the thing is, they want you to believe that it's Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott is busing people, but it's nowhere near the same numbers that these federal taxpayer-funded NGOs are moving people across the country.
And so the federal taxpayer-funded NGOs are bringing these migrants. We'll get back to the children part of this in a second. But for instance, in New York City, bringing these migrants to New York City to live in this, I guess, a hotel. By the way, New York City, Times Square, I used to work at Fox News, 1 block away from where you're talking about, right there in Times Square, right there next to, like a block away from major news organizations, the Today Show, all of the major media, ABC News, all of them a block away from where this is happening, and total radio silence on this. So when they're at these hotels in New York City, what are they doing? Are they children? Are they adults? And then what happens to them?
So my hotel was a family hotel. So I had families spread across 28 floors. So from floor 1 all the way up to 28th floor, it's full of illegal immigrants of family units. But the thing is, they don't do anything all day. You talk to these people, they're not in a rush to leave. They're not in a rush to get out. So that's what my concern was me being familiar with the way these government contracts work. I would tell these people, hey, I'm looking out for you. If you have a family member who can help you out and wants to take you in, my advice to you is take them up on it, because one day this hotel will close down and they're just going to toss you out to the street and you're not going to have anywhere to go. So please, if I'm saying this in a good way, I'm not in a bad way, I'm looking out for you, you got to go. But the thing is, these people would not take me seriously, because Mayor Adams had no rush to push people out. Now that it's gotten out of hand, now he's handing out 60-day notices where he's telling people you have 60 days to find a way to get other kind of housing. If not, you're going to be out in the streets. So now that he's enforcing the 60-day notice, now that's why you're seeing these people out in the streets in tents, and they're spilling out over to the streets on the videos where they're sleeping on the side of the road. is because they didn't run this the right way from the beginning. And for example, the hotel that I worked at, why would you put people all the way up to the 28th floor? Because these migrants are not going to be happy when the time comes to leave, and you're going to have to get the National Guard in there, and you're going to turn into a shoving match. And can you imagine them shoving each other, pushing each other, punching each other on the 28th floor? Someone's going to fall out. And it's like, why would you even do that? Why would you fill this hotel up the whole way? And it's terrible. It's terrible what's happening in New York City, and I don't see it getting any better. It's just going to keep getting worse. I see it ending up like the Paris riots out in France. That's where it's headed.
So let's get back to the children in the facility. We featured here this former Walmart facility in Brownsville, Texas. You work there, correct?
So my job was, I did work there, but my job was to take kids out of those facilities and hand them off to sponsors across the country.
So can you walk me through that process? So you're an employee, you get what do you get, an email? Do you get a text message that says, Carlos, on Tuesday, we need you to take these children to their sponsor family in Florida? And how did that process unfold? Can you explain that?
So yes, we would get text messages, we would get phone calls at 7 p.m. at night, 6 p.m. at night, saying, hey, we have a trip out tomorrow. Can you make the trip? I say yes. And later on in the night, I get a report time for the following morning. You get a 5 a.m. report time, 4 a.m. It's always in the dark because they don't want us picking up these kids in the day where people can see us. And I would get for example, hey, 4 a.m. And I would not find out where I was going until the following day when I would show up to the charter bus. We would get phones given to us, backpacks given to us. And until we got to the shelter, to the Walmart shelters that you broke on your show, we get files saying, hey, you're going to head off to Orlando, Florida. You're going to head off to Los Angeles. You're going to head off to Nashville, Tennessee. And you're dropping off 6 kids. And in those files, you get a hard copy of an ID of the sponsor who's waiting for you at the airport in baggage claim. So the handoff is always in baggage claim at these airports. So the hard copy of the ID is the person you want to wait for. And they're supposed to hand you this physical ID to you in person. And you're not supposed to release the kid until you take a picture of the physical ID with the paper copy ID together on a government phone.
And these children, these are illegal immigrant children that are being kept there. Are the parents anywhere around at all?
No parents. No, these are unaccompanied minors. So all the kids you see in the Walmart shelters, no parents are here. No aunts and uncles are with them. They showed up to the border by themselves. So, and it's
with
crazy
coyotes,
because
with coyotes bringing them across. They're right.
Yeah, correct. Because sometimes I would run into kids who tell me, a coyote told me exactly how to get to your shelter, is what they would tell me. They told me how many steps to walk north of here, where to turn. And they told me to, if I run into any Border Patrol agent, to say that I'm a minor, that I'm underage, that I'm going to run into a building, a shelter, a Walmart type of shelter that's going to have food for me, that's going to have laundry services for me. And it would get so suspicious because the kids were being told by the coyotes exactly the way an NGO runs a Walmart shelter. And it gets you thinking, how the hell do coyotes know the system on this side, Because they're supposedly only on the Mexico side and they're not from the US, these coyotes, and they're not government employees. So how do they know what to expect in the shelter? It's insane. And the other insane part is these Walmart shelters also have babies. I've escorted myself. I can personally myself say I picked up a baby that's 5 months old, 8 months old, 4 months old and escorted them to a sponsor. And how the hell do you realize who a sponsor is for this child when they can't even talk?
So that's awful. The whole thing is awful, but who are these sponsors then? I know some reports are that these are mostly, at least in Florida, from reports I've heard, wealthy Americans who are paying for these children. But first of all, who are these sponsors? Do you when you interact with them, is there a representative for the sponsors that you're meeting face to face, or is it the sponsor, his or herself, who is meeting you face to face?
The sponsor is supposed to be meeting me face to face, because their ID is the one that I can only accept. So they're supposed to be at the airport, but a lot of the times it does not happen. And these sponsors are supposedly family members. They can be an aunt or an uncle. They're supposedly a stepmother. They're supposedly a stepfather. They're supposedly a sister or a brother or a cousin. Sometimes they're even family friends. But it's like, how do you prove that this is a family friend? Or how do you prove this is a cousin when you don't even do DNA testing anymore at the border when it comes to the current administration? And how are you? So these people are just calling up and saying, hey, yeah, that's my cousin, and that's it. I'm willing to take him in.
And you, as an employee, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you thought you were reuniting families up until you didn't. Like, what was the moment you decided, wait a second, I need to blow the whistle on this? This is not what I thought it was.
So yes, you get into this type of work because you think you can make a difference. You know, you think it's these kids who are, and they have been through a lot, but you want to help them out and make them smile by buying them a snack at the airport, a toy at the airport, because children are innocent. You know, no matter what, children, they don't know what they're doing, and they should be kept out of issues that are tearing our country apart. So you try to make their day better, but then I started hearing horror stories from my coworkers. My coworkers used to tell me my child that I escorted was crying because they said that they did not know the sponsor that I was taking them to. And they were telling me, please, sir, I don't want to go to the sponsor. I don't know them. They at the campsite where I was, at the Walmart shelter where I was, they told me that I supposedly know the sponsor, that the sponsor is supposed to be my uncle or my aunt, but I've never met him. I don't remember. And my coworker would say, but I don't care. I still handed the child off, even though the child was crying, because I wanted to go out and party. And the reason why my coworker says that is because once we had the child off, we're allowed to go have our own thing. You know, if we're in Los Angeles and we hand the children off at the airport, we're allowed to go out into the city because our flight doesn't happen until the next day, our return flight. So the rest of the night we're free. And a lot of my coworkers were 18, 19 years old, 21 years old, taking care of teenagers. And their main worry was, oh, man, I want to go to the bar already. I want to go to a concert that's happening in downtown LA, but the sponsor is taking forever, or this child is crying, and I just want to hand them off. So they would hand the children off, even though they were showing signs of, I don't know the sponsor. And then I used to think my coworkers were lying or they were exaggerating, because I would tell myself my coworker just wants attention, so they're acting like. And as sick as it is, you know, people like attention that way. And I would brush it off, saying there's no way that's true. But then one day I received an email from my boss admitting in a company email that we handed off children to the wrong people. And all the stories that I would hear from coworkers immediately just hit me hard in my face. And I had a big panic attack and I couldn't breathe. And the reason why is because I also would get stories from kids where a child wouldn't want to talk. And when I would get to the sponsor would tell me he's not talking because his sibling was with him, and she got raped in Mexico, and she got murdered in Mexico as well. So these children go through crazy situations like that, and then they tell me these stories, and then you get an email from your own boss telling you, we fucked up, we gave children to the wrong people. And the reason why it's so sickening is because in my office alone, there was about 300 of us, 200 to 300 of us. I would say at the most 400 employees. And each one of us can sometimes have 6 kids, 8 kids at a time. And the word around the company was that the boss had found records of us handing off kids to the wrong people for an entire month. So each day there's escorts going out. So that's thousands of kids for an entire month that were handed off to the wrong people. And could you just imagine a company that's working for the government admits in an email to we gave kids to the wrong people? You just lose your entire faith in the company, in the system. And it's like, what am I doing here? You know, I can't be part of this anymore. So that's why I decided to speak out, because the company themselves admitted we're trafficking kids.
And it's all happening right in front of our eyes, and the United States government is funding it. So these facilities, they're making their money from the United States government. And so if you drive up to this, like one of these Walmart facilities, you'll be met with guards at the gate, right? I mean, guards that are telling you, you know, you're not allowed to come in here. Then how many kids are we talking about are at these facilities like this, you know, these former Walmart facilities? Are we talking hundreds, thousands?
Well, the Walmart that was shared on your show, I think you guys shared it,
Yeah.
or you guys talked about it, that's about 1,500 to 2,000 kids. But that's not the only Walmart down here where I live. We have about 4 or 5 of them.
And these
And
are former Walmarts, right? So these are giant
yes.
facilities, former Walmarts that are housing these children. Are they like sleeping in cots and beds, and they're just there waiting to be? Is it right for me to say sold off to these people around the country? I mean, that's the best way to describe it, right?
It's the best way to describe it. You're right to say that, because just the way the company admitted in an email to, hey, transportation specialist, you're taking the wrong documents and you're giving kids off to the wrong people. It's an open world of possibilities of what's happening, you know? And God bless Michael and Ann, because Michael, Ann, and then another gentleman by Ryan Matter from Live Free America TV and Mudracker.com. These are just some independent journalists who've come down here and have been exposing this whole thing. And when they came down here, they were met with aggressiveness. They were met with, we're going to call the police. You can't be here. You can't take pictures. And they have signs like it says media tour. You can request a media tour. But when Michael and Ryan and Ann would request a media tour, they were met with, oh, you have to go on the website. It's not available right now. Go on the website. It's just, if you have nothing to hide, why are you being so aggressive? You know, it's so easy to let a reporter in there, walk around, and then leave. You know, and if it's a good operation, why not do that? You know, and you're met with so much opposition, so much aggressiveness at the front gate that you can't even go into the parking lot for these facilities, these former Walmart facilities.
Is there any follow-up with the children later? Like to follow up and see, are these children still alive? Have these children remained with these quote unquote sponsors, these people who've purchased them? Is there any sort of follow-up mechanism in place? Did you have occurrence where you went back and would meet with the families again, or meet with any of these sponsors who bought these children?
No follow-up by the escorting agency, none whatsoever. I do know that case managers try to make one phone call But I do know that this phone call, if they don't answer, if it's disconnected, that's it. They don't put any effort towards it. They don't leave a voicemail, nothing at all. It's just one follow up phone call a month later. But this phone call is not even enforced. It's left up to the case managers to their own discretion whether they want to make it or not. If they want to make it, they can go ahead and do it. If they don't do it, they're not punished for it. And that's it. The kids are not given a phone number saying, hey, call this phone number if you're being harassed or abused. No. What's happening is the kids are calling the national trafficking hotlines or the abuse hotlines, and they're leaving messages saying, the government dropped me off here and I'm being abused, or I'm being pimped out, or I'm being made work. And they're calling the national hotline. So that's why there's reports out there of kids working in slaughterhouses, kids being pimped out. And it's terrible what's happening, but it's slowly starting to get out, but it's being suppressed by the mainstream media.
It's unbelievable how it's being suppressed by them. You would think this would be the most important story in America, but it's not. And it is, but it's being totally hidden by the mainstream media. Do you know how much are they paying per child, these sponsors?
Oh, Anne would have a better answer when it comes to this, but what I do know is that I can tell you. So I would have two kinds of trips. Sometimes I would fly economy. I would fly on United Airlines. I would fly on American Airlines. And these kids were being handed off to sponsors at the airport. But then I would have a second kind of trip where it would be charter airplanes at private airports. And when you get to these private airports, you have kids there who are they're talking to each other, and before they get on a private airplane, in front of me, they're saying things like, telling the other kids there, hey, what's your favorite shelter? And the kid will start saying, my favorite shelter was the shelter in Seattle because the shelter in Seattle gave us iPads. Or they start saying, my favorite shelter is in Chicago because in Chicago they had a Nintendo Switch for us. And I start thinking to myself, wait a minute. You're at the border and you ended up in the shelter in Chicago. You ended up in a shelter in Seattle. And somehow you're back at the border again in Texas at a private airport in El Paso. And now you're going back to the East Coast. What is going on here? You're just being shipped around the country from shelter to shelter. And then you're ending up back at the border and then you're going back out. What is going on? Like, this is strange. And then the reason why I'm bringing these trips up is because I have this one terrible story where a kid came up to me once and he said, they like to call you teacher. So they called me, they said in Spanish, teacher, can you help me out? And I said, of course, what's going on? And he tells me, I arrived at the border about a year and a half ago, and my sister was with me. But the last time I saw my sister was at a shelter in Chicago, Illinois. And my mom has not heard from my sister either. And she's going crazy because she hasn't heard from her in months. And there's been no phone call. And I don't know where she is at either. Can you help me? And this system is so, excuse my language, but it's fucked up to the point where I don't know what it is that I can tell this child or how can I help him. All I can do is get him on the airplane, and you're going to another place on the other side of the country where they're supposed to continue your case. But when we get to these places where they're supposed to continue their cases, it's at 3 a.m, at 2 a.m in the suburbs. And in these suburbs, it's when you knock on the door, it looks like a family home. You got family pictures on the inside. There's a lady who's just looks like she's cooking dinner, and there's kids running by, and there's toys scattered across the floor, and there's 2 cars parked out on the garage. And it's like, how is this a shelter facility when it looks like a family home, you know? and I had no way to fight it. It's just, this is the address, and I would drop off 3 kids from Central America, two female girls from the Middle East, and they would all stay at this home. And these trips were always in the middle of the night, and we would land in an airport in Orlando or in Jacksonville, Florida, drop off kids in Jacksonville, continue on in a charter bus or in a rental car, drop off kids in North Carolina, drop off kids in South Carolina, drop off kids in Georgia, come back to the private airport in Orlando, Florida, and then fly back to Texas. So I don't know how that sounds to you, but it's really shady.
Well, shady is one nice way of putting it. I'll get you out of here on this, Carlos, because you've been so gracious with your time. The Texas government, Governor Greg Abbott's office, et cetera, have you spoken to them? Have you come forward to them about what's happening? And if so, have they done anything about it? Are they planning to do anything about it, or are they sweeping it under the rug?
They're sweeping it under the rug. I've heard from nobody, and they're sweeping it under the rug because these facilities, legally, they're running by the law because they have state permits that they need to get. So the state of Texas know that these facilities exist. They don't exactly know like the name of these kids. They don't know the information, but they know they're there. But these facilities can't run without state permits. So I don't know if it's Governor Greg Abbott or someone in his administration, but they're aware and they're not doing anything about it. And I've heard from 0 people from DC, no one from DC, no one from Texas. There are people who've promised, hey, we'll help you out to get you places to tell your story, but then they always fall through the cracks. And there's people currently working out there, good people trying to get me to tell my story more. But at this moment, no government, nothing, 0 from the Texas government. And it's sad because you would think that they care, and honestly, they don't care because they haven't done anything about this.
Thousands of children being kept in these concentration camps in the United States, funded by the federal government, and then children shipped off to quote unquote sponsors, never to be seen again or heard from again. No confirmation, DNA testing to prove that these people have any connection with the person that they're taking. We've had multiple sources here on our show who say these children are being sold off as sex slaves, being used in sweatshops as slaves, as physical labor slaves, and the most horrible thing of all, which is organ harvesting. And we've heard this multiple times from multiple sources that this is happening in a large capacity in the United States. It's a multi-billion-dollar a year industry, and no one's doing anything about it. But you are, for coming forward and sharing your story, Carlos. It's just heartbreaking. We hope that our audience shares this story, calls a local representative, tries to get you into Washington, D.C. to tell your story in front of a congressional hearing. We will do whatever we can here at Redacted to make that happen. And please, anything else we can do, don't be a stranger. Please let us know. Okay, Carlos?
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. It's been a tough road, but thankfully people like Savannah Hernandez, who gave me my first interview, and along the road I've run into people like you, Michael, and Ryan from LFA TV. There's good people still out there trying. So thank you for allowing me to come on your platform and speak on this.
My pleasure. And thank you for your bravery on this. Thank you, Carlos. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.
Y'all, this is so sick and sad, family. Like, these kids are going missing. Like, you hear this man pretty much state how he was working, how he was actually working for these people, and they are government officials, as well as they're taking the taxpayers' money, so they taking our money and you know doing these type of things to it's sad. Yes, absolutely, Louisa. Yes. So what made them think that, that he was gonna do anything for them or be any different? Like, it's really sad. So yes, it is awful, Lynn. So I'm gonna play the next one, but y'all, that's why I had to bring this to you all, because like it's just to shed light into to pretty much shed light on what is really going on out here, because people are ignoring this, until it knocks at that door, because just like Shannon said, I'd set this place up about mine. Real talk, them fair five, I would go to war about mine without a doubt, so it's sad. And see, that's why that administration has these borders wide open. Not only are they allowing just any and everything, adults and everything, just to come through all borders, however, they're doing that for a reason. Like here recently, it was just stated that so many kids had came up missing at the border. I'm not sure of the number, y'all, but right there at the border of Texas, so many kids had came up missing. So my thing is, you all heard as he stated and called out the states where it's very heavy at. You got it in New York, Texas, which we already know that they're supporting that pipeline. They're supporting that pipeline, like Texas, Chicago, and y'all know, family, like early when we had first created our channel and we first came out, it was me, Mr., and pretty much the Lord spoke to me in pertaining to some areas, right? And as Mr. had went and looked at it, and I think Trey Lynn, if I'm not mistaken, they had looked at it according to the map, and all the states that I had said that God had spoke to me, they are all a part of this pipeline. And I indeed state that it's New York, Georgia, Chicago, Alabama, Texas, Detroit. Like, you have those main areas and those spots where allegedly they have tunnels that are also hooked up undergrounds, where they are allegedly taking these kids. These kids are going, they're coming through the borders, they're going underground. Also, yeah, they have tunnels that are underwater, that they are also bringing them through water. You know what I'm saying? So it is so much going on. It's from state to state, as well as they're doing it like globally. Like, this is globally, and the alleged government is a major part of it, which we know that, y'all. We all heard about the if you all wasn't sure, I knew about Walmart. I've been knew about Walmart years ago, and I told you all about Walmart, as well as you all know about Wayfair. All of these big corporation companies, y'all, they all play a major part. This government, CPS, allegedly, Child Protective Service, all of these people. And so when you look at it, y'all pay attention to how they have like adoption and all of this stuff set up, right? Where they take the child from the parent, like when CPS is called out or whatever, like they be targeting a certain age group of children. So when when Child Protective Service is called out, they snatch these kids, and the family have issues getting these kids back. And a lot of things happen to these kids while they're in the custody of CPS. Because I know in Birmingham, Alabama, a situation had happened where the child had been taken from the family and was taken from the family and given to another family or whatever. And later on, the baby died, in the care of CPS along with the other parent. And they couldn't explain it or whatever, but pretty much it had got swept up under the rug. But y'all, Child Protective Service, like, they legally, to their acknowledgement, they are legally CST, which is they legally doing that through the court system, y'all. We see it every day. We see it every day that this is what they're doing to these kids, even in the court system, y'all. It is crazy. So, y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. I am about to go to the next one. The enemy is busy because at the end I have amen in Jesus' name, Louisa. Yes, yes, yes. Victory belongs to Jesus, aka well, Yahshua. Shannon says, check this out. The fellow that's missing, they talking about it at 5 p.m., but not on 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. news. Wow. Was he young, Shan? Send me that clip if you can. Was he young, or I know he's melon. Okay, they move so fast that is Black Rock cross-eyed TV radio ignoring time is going to beat up. Yes, Louisa. Okay, so they move so fast that it's Black Rock cross-eyed TV radio ignoring time is going to beat up. I'm not understanding what you're saying, Louisa. Retype it, babe. Okay, they got underground magnetic triangle. Yes, absolutely, Shane. Yes, they do. That goes from east to west coast. Yes, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, those elites move without being seen. Absolutely, Shane. You're absolutely correct. And they do, y'all. Y'all will be surprised at the underground world that they have in Georgia. Georgia has an underground world. One weekend, y'all, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna research to see where this underground world is at in Georgia. And so help me God, I'm gonna go and find it. There is an underground world in Georgia. I know that there's a place called the Underground. However, it had the shopping areas, the movies, malls, and like storefronts and all of that. That's no longer up. So I'm gonna see where this underground world is. It's actually operating underground as a a whole, like how we're operating above ground. They're actually operating underground like that. In the state of Georgia. They have storefronts, trains go underneath there. They have the cars and all of this. So, like I said, y'all, one of these days, these weekends, I'm gonna take a weekend just to see where this is actually located. And I'm gonna film and get a lot of stuff going, y'all. But it is so wicked. Like I said, y'all, they're trafficking these kids, allegedly. Everything we're saying over here, True Be Told TV family, is allegedly. But we're gonna get right off into it, y'all. So I'm gonna go on mute and I'm gonna continue to play the content. Also, you all, please be sure to go and check out Redacted. Redacted always bring the great news. You got ADOGG. You have a lot of these content creators. You can also find their content right in the description box below, where I have their channels and the content posted, the original content posted in the description box below. So if you all would like to watch the videos in its entirety, please go and subscribe to their channel and check them out. Going back on mute, y'all, but I will be in the comment section communicating with you all. 1 second.
Well, the United States is the largest trafficker of children in the world. Children that are illegally kidnapped, brought across the U.S.-Mexico border, are then sold off to mostly wealthy Americans, used as sex slaves, and worse, if you can imagine, worse. of children in the world, children that are illegally kidnapped, brought across the U.S.-Mexico border, are then sold off to mostly wealthy Americans, used as sex slaves, and worse, if you can imagine, worse than that. It's happening, and the corporate media, of course, is largely ignoring the story for whatever reason. They refuse to touch the story, and when they do, they briefly touch it, and then it disappears. You can't find links on the website. It vanishes very mysteriously when they cover these stories. Many of these kids, these children, are kept in hidden concentration camps in the United States. Yes, I said it. Hidden concentration camps in the United States. We showed you one of these facilities on Redacted, a Walmart facility, a former Walmart facility in Brownsville, Texas, that is holding hundreds, if not thousands, of children before they are sold off. A whistleblower who worked at one of these facilities, MVM is the name of the facility, has come forward to expose all of this. Carlos Arellano is a former U.S. immigration contractor, and he joins us now. Carlos, welcome to the show, and thank you for
Okay, y'all. So I'm about to switch it up a little bit. Y'all. So let's get right off into it.
What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Before we get in the video, make sure y'all DM me on Instagram, Life with Reckless. Follow me on Rumble, Life with Reckless, and email me, lifereckless@yahoo.com. Literally everything is Life Reckless. Y'all want to find, just type in Life Reckless. Y'all get in touch. And I try to respond to everybody. Emails, DMs, comments. Try my best. One thing about it, no matter how many subscribers I have, no matter how many followers, fans, whatever you call it, I don't care. I'm going to still try my best to respond and try to look out. You feel me? Because
now been covering up who all the witnesses were and obscuring all of the information from the public. Donald Trump has never been asked about this, and the press have absolutely no curiosity about the death of Donald Trump's personal chef on Donald Trump's property. Do you think that would fly? Really?
All right.
I mean, legitimately, do you think that would fly? If that happened, of course, we would cover it in breathless terms.
I'm like, why is he saying Trump
on this program? I'd be calling and trying to figure out what the hell happened. But that did actually happen, is just swap the names. A president, it's just a different president, a guy named Barack Obama, had his personal chef drown. The guy was allegedly naked because, according to the police report, which we now have, and I'm going to go through it line by line. You're going to see all these mysterious things, these crazy stuff inside of the police report. All this stuff that doesn't make sense, okay? It is our obligation to ask questions. And I'm going to go through this police report. It was just released today by Judicial Watch.
Uh-oh.
And there are so many things that absolutely don't make any sense to me. Maybe there's a good explanation for them, but they don't. Right now, on paper, there's no good explanation for it. The question I have is, why is it just us? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Why is it just like small channels like ours that have any interest in this story? Why has no like corporate media reporter asked any questions about this? Why is it Judicial Watch that has to sue for these documents? Nobody has any curiosity about this. If this happened at Mar-a-Lago, we'd also consider it quite interesting. But I have a feeling,
and you know, I was thinking about that too. I feel like a lot of channels that cover a lot of these topics. I feel like a lot of people go to these videos and these channels for a lot of information, deep diving and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily saying mine, just mine or anything like that, because I'm mostly, reacting to things and stuff like that. But just some fact of you're not even safe with watching, the news anymore. Like, it's more so you want to see independent reporters and stuff like that. So
the press would respond quite differently. We get headlines like this: silence over drowning of Obama Tafari Campbell chef sparks conspiracy theories, including his relationship with the 26-year-old unidentified woman who's witnessed at his death. So he's with a mysterious woman. That is strange thing number one. Strange thing number two is that they lied about where the Obamas were. They literally lied. They said they weren't on the island. They were, along with their daughters. They were all on the island. The official spokesperson said, nope, Obamas weren't there. They're hiding who the witness was. They're not explaining what actually happened to the guy. And they're not explaining how he was found in the condition he was found in. None of it makes any sense. And if you go and you actually do the work and you actually look into who Tafari Campbell was, who seems like a really nice guy and a father and a husband and also a great swimmer. Here he is bragging about how good this is him. This is literally Tafari Campbell, deceased, RIP, swimming. These are his swimming lessons that he's taking. Why is he taking these lessons? Well, because he knew he wasn't a great swimmer. This is directly from his Instagram account. Tafari Campbell posted, I still can't swim, in the year 2017, knowing that he would have to get some swimming lessons. Apparently, he was self-aware that he wasn't a great swimmer. So Tafari Campbell went and took swimming lessons and then became a great swimmer. How does a guy like this fall off a paddleboard and drown? I don't understand it. And you'll never be able to see these images again because they locked his account. This is Tafari Campbell's account on Instagram.
Hold on, that's the thing though. He don't follow him, so his account is private. But I wonder if it's somebody that can actually see that's actually following him though.
They locked down his account. Again, doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. Judicial Watch got finally the police reports and the Secret Service reports, and they show a cover-up by the Secret Service. Huge shout out to Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch for uncovering all of this. We are going to show you the actual documents. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to show you the actual documents starting at the top. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we start off with just pleasantries and niceties.
And a lot of people probably going to complain, oh, the screen is small. And y'all can go. Look, this is just, my video, my reaction. And a lot of times, like, I try to watch what I put out. You have to be careful with that. We're doing this, sadly, but try my best to get out what I can.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we start off with just pleasantries and niceties about the investigation back and forth with members of the Massachusetts State Police and the DA's office and the chief of police there in Martha's Vineyard. Then we go down to the Edwardtown Police Department incident report. So here we go. They list this as a possible drowning. That's what they initially list the death as, right? And then they immediately redact the name of the person who called in. Why? Because they're members of the Secret Service. So members of the Secret Service were the ones who observed this drowning. That is the first curious thing. So the Secret Service were clearly watching what was happening. Why did it take so long to find the body?
That's what I was about to ask. I was about to ask that if somebody called it in and seen them, why wouldn't you stay everything?
Why did it take 24 hours to find the body?
It's not making sense.
At the bottom of this bay. If the Secret Service were watching all of this happen, why didn't somebody from the Secret Service go help? The Obamas weren't home. They were still on the island, but they weren't at the house, the physical house.
Bro, how big is the island? I want to check and see how big is the island, because I keep on saying this island. Like, what?
Speaking of the Obama's house, let's see. The incident took place at 79 Turkeyland Cove. Okay, 79 Turkeyland Cove. Keep that address in mind. Let's go ahead and search that on realtor.com. 79 Turkeyland Cove. Here it is. The home value is $16 million.
Oh, wow.
Here is 79 Turkey Land Cove. This is the actual house. 79 Turkey Land Cove. Look at that. Big, beautiful. Oh, look, paddle boards. What do you know? Oh, look, a beach. What do you know? There is the private beach there. Here's this lavish home. Okay, now check this out. Obama House. Tour Barack Obama's new Martha's Vineyard mansion. Look familiar? LOL. It is the house. So 79 Turkey Lane Cove. This is the house. The Obamas have bragged about it, right? In these various publications. This is the house listed inside of the police report. There are 42 past incidents at Turkey Land Cove, 79 Turkey Land Cove. Why have there been 42 past incidents at Obama's house? What are they?
Oh, I didn't even see that, bro. I'm sitting here like, hold on, what is he saying? What is he talking about? 42 past incidents? Bro, what? What incidents?
I mean, 42 incidents, like, so law enforcement incidents, so like emergencies? What are these incidents?
What?
That's crazy. 42? Have there been 42 police incidents at your house or any house that you know of?
Oh, no, that's a little sketchy.
What the hell is going on? Here we go. Secret Service agent advanced swimmers unable to locate the party at the time. So the Secret Service and advanced swimmers were not able to find Tafari Campbell. Why? Why? If you go here and look at the Google Maps, here's the Obama's house, right? This is not a big area. Anyone who's any remotely a proficient swimmer would be able to swim through here. Not a huge area. 79 Turkey Lane Cove. Here you go. You could go out and you could rescue someone here. Now it wasn't just an individual, it was boats and planes and helicopters they had looking for this individual, Tafari Campbell. Don't make no sense. Secret Service member requested an ambulance in response. So the Secret Service agent obviously saw that there was an emergency because they requested an ambulance. Okay. So here we go down here. Narrative description. No life vest was worn. They have recovered the paddleboard and clothing. Still no contact with missing party. Again, this is where people ask the question, was he naked? Because it says that they uncovered his clothing. I mean, that's what the report says. So what do you want from me? They still have rescue swimmers in the area. The report goes on to detail that they used boats and they used all available resources, called in for all available resources to Barack Obama's house. They had helicopters, they had planes, they had boats. They had everything looking for the search, and they finally were able to find the body of Tafari Campbell using sonar. Which is a little strange because I thought bodies floated, but you know, I'm no mortician here. But I thought bodies floated.
And if they recover a life jacket and clothes, nothing should be wearing you down if your body floats it.
Floated. So I don't really understand that. But here's where it gets really, really weird. Why would they redact the name of the witness? So here's the persons who were involved. Victim and witness. The witness is apparently a young girl. And Tafari Campbell, of course, here is the victim who drowned. Who, again, we will note.
I don't want to jump to conclusions. I really don't. And I got to watch what I be saying. But, I don't know. I'm going to tell Chris what my thoughts are. I can't tell y'all. As much as I want to tell y'all, I can't say nothing. I know a lot of y'all, when he said young girl, I know a lot of y'all like thinking like, what has happened? I got to be quiet. I don't know if things were found out, we're going to get back into it.
Was a proficient swimmer. Based on his own posts that he was very proud of, right?
Wow.
So what happened? We finally have the police report. And also, by the way, the police report also becomes very curious because the police there in Edgartown handed off the entire report and investigation to the DA immediately. So effectively, they moved. They knew this was a high-profile case, and they moved it up quickly, as evidenced here. Edgartown police handed off.
Bro, if y'all know where I'm going with this, y'all should know where I'm going with this. Y'all should know what I'm going with this. I feel like something happened. I feel like something happened, and it had to lead us situation. But that's just me. I'm just a reactor, you know, reacting to videos, not doing nothing.
Off the investigations of Obama's chef Tafari Campbell to Massachusetts State Police and the Islands District Attorney Office immediately after the body was found. The reporting and approving officer didn't sign the police report. Edgartown Police Department used the search and dive team. Police dispatched surf boats, helicopter until the fuel ran out. Sonar eventually found Tafari Campbell's body. Why were they so eager to hand the case off? It's worth questioning why so many resources were used to locate the body of a man who simply was paddleboarding and fell over, which is what you'd have to assume happened. I assume the body would float. Maybe not. The DA of the Cape is a Democrat who went after Ron DeSantis when he shipped illegal migrants to Cape Cod.
I don't know about this.
Why is the witness name blacked out? That's a great question. Why?
Because some people, if you put two and two together, y'all know who the witness is. That's wild.
So it's been ruled a drowning.
That's wild.
The call logs were left blank. We've covered that in previous videos. The Obamas, they lied about the Obama's location. They've lied about the nature of the drowning. We are having a cover-up by definition based on the Secret Service redacting these files of the witnesses, as Tom Fitton obviously illuminates here.
It turns out the Secret Service probably knows what happened, right?
Of course.
They know who the witness is, who was with this man when he drowned, and they don't want that to come out.
Why don't they want it to come out? Why don't they want it to come out? I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all gotta use your head.
It's by definition a cover-up. And I feel badly for the family of this man, but it's the Obama gang that just can't be level with the American people. And Judicial Watch has got to, work this poor chief up in whoever the chief is up in Edgartown, who's just trying to defer to the Massachusetts State Police. He's like, well, I don't want to give you the documents. The case is still ongoing, and we have to push and push and push. And his people were on the ground trying to rescue this guy. It's frustrating to have to kind of fight these issues. It really is.
Yep. Why does it take Judicial Watch to do this kind of stuff? I thought there were supposed to be reporters out there that would look into these kind of things. This is why we start off with the fake story about if this happened at Mar-a-Lago at Donald Trump's pool. Do you think that every reporter and every journalist, every helicopter, every TV camera, every camera on planet Earth would be pointed at Mar-a-Lago to try and uncover why Donald Trump's chef drowned with a mysterious woman, allegedly naked or separated from his clothes, even though he was a proficient swimmer and the Secret Service witnessed it all, and then blacked out all the names of the witnesses? Come on, man. Come on.
Bro, as much as
It's our obligation to ask questions about these kind of things. Why did Bill Clinton's private chef also drown in a weird, extremely strange situation in essentially the peak of life? Walter Schreiber was found dead near a mountain in New Mexico. He went off to go fish, and then he drowned in a drainage ditch. Oh, okay. He was the private chef for Bill Clinton and George Bush. Got it. Okay. Well, sorry for noticing. We just happen to be noticers on this channel. And we seem to be the only people that are even remotely curious in any of it.
Tried to whisper it to y'all.
But we went through all of the documents made available by Judicial Watch. We thank Judicial Watch for that. And those things we found very curious. They blacked out the witnesses. They said that all of the calls came from Obama's house. The Secret Service made the calls. The Secret Service knew it was an emergency. They couldn't find the guy. The guy was a proficient swimmer. They're engaging in a cover. They lied about the whereabouts of the Obamas.
Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this. Me personally, I don't know. We can assume we can have our opinions. We can do this. We can do that. But things are a little odd. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments down below what y'all think and what's going on. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. If there's other videos y'all want, make sure y'all email me lifereckless@yahoo.com. Comment down below because I usually typically respond to everybody. Today is gonna be a little bit slower. Still gotta cook dinner. Make sure the baby's all right. Rennie's at my grandma's house right now, and Love is in there with Chris, chilling, relaxing. So y'all can comment down below. I'll be sure to respond to who I can respond to, and DM me on Instagram.
All right, y'all. We are back with another video, and it seems like that more information is starting to come out about Barack Obama. Of course, he haven't been in a good light at all. We remember Tucker Carlson going off on him, all the little scandals that Barack and another man, and then the thing about this Obama chef situation. So it's just been a lot of stuff that's been out that we still trying to figure out what happened with Obama chef. And it seemed like that Benny got more information. Now, this one right here that he got, it said that feds cover up death at Obama's mansion. Police report just leaked. The witness silence. Body. So, like I said, it seemed like Benny got more information. We're going to go ahead and check this out. Like I said, Barack Obama has been in the limelight. Remember Candace Owens going off on him a couple weeks ago. So, it is what it is. But like I said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's showing so much support, everybody that's leaving positive comments in the comment section. And I also want to thank everybody who clicked on this video for the very first time. Like I said, I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all go check out Benny. He does a great job over there on his channel. And let's find out what's going on about the feds covering up the death at Obama's mansion, man.
Wow. What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Some breaking news out of the state of Florida here. Donald Trump's personal chef was found naked, drowned in the pool at Mar-a-Lago with a mysterious young woman who is not his wife. Donald Trump's personal chef was a proficient swimmer and a bodybuilder. He was somebody who is a fitness freak. The death was also witnessed by the Secret Service, who has now been covering up who all the witnesses were and obscuring all of the information from the public. Donald Trump has never been asked about this, and the press have absolutely no curiosity about the death of Donald Trump's personal chef on Donald Trump's property. Do you think that would fly? Really? I mean, legitimately, do you think that would fly? If that happened, of course, we would cover it in breathless terms on this program. I'd be calling and trying to figure out what the hell happened, but that did actually happen. It's just swap the names. A president, it's just a different president, a guy named Barack Obama, had his personal chef drown. The guy was allegedly naked because, according to the police report, which we now have, and I'm going to go through it line by line. You're going to see all these mysterious things, these crazy stuff inside the police report. All this stuff that doesn't make sense. Okay? It is our obligation to ask questions. And I'm going to go through this police report. It was just released today by Judicial Watch. And there are so many things that absolutely don't make any sense to me. Maybe there's a good explanation for them, but they don't. Right now, on paper, there's no good explanation for it. But the question I have is, why is it just us? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Why is it just like small channels like ours that have any interest in this story? Why has no like corporate media reporter asked any questions about this? Why is it Judicial Watch that's to sue for these documents? Nobody has any curiosity about this? If this happened at Mar-a-Lago, we'd also consider it quite interesting. But I have a feeling the press would respond quite differently. We get headlines like this: silence over drowning of Obama. Tafari Campbell chef sparks conspiracy theories, including his relationship with a 26-year-old unidentified woman who's witnessed at his death. So he's with a mysterious woman. That is strange thing number one. Strange thing number two is that they lied about where the Obamas were. They literally lied. They said they weren't on the island. They were, along with their daughters. They were all on the island. The official spokesperson said, nope, come on, Obamas weren't there. They're hiding who the witness was. They're not explaining what actually happened to the guy. And they're not explaining how he was found in the condition he was found in. None of it makes any sense. And if you go and you actually do the work and you actually look into who Tafari Campbell was, who seems like a really nice guy and a father and a husband and also a good swimmer. Here he is bragging about how good, this is him. This is literally Tafari Campbell, deceased, RIP, swimming. These are his swimming lessons that he's taking. Why is he taking these lessons? Well, because he knew he wasn't a great swimmer. This is directly from his Instagram account. Tafari Campbell posted, "I still can't swim," in the year 2017, knowing that he would have to get some swimming lessons. Apparently, he was self-aware that he wasn't a great swimmer. So Tafari Campbell went and took swimming lessons and then became a great swimmer. How does a guy like this fall off a paddleboard and drown? I don't understand it. And you'll never be able to see these images again because they locked his account. This is Tafari Campbell's account on Instagram. Why would they lock down his account? Again, doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. Judicial Watch got, finally, the police reports and the Secret Service reports. And they show a cover-up by the Secret Service. Huge shout out to Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch for uncovering all of this. We are going to show you the actual documents. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to show you the actual documents starting at the top. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we start off with just pleasantries and niceties about the investigation back and forth with members of the Massachusetts State Police and the DA's office and the chief of police there in Martha's Vineyard. Then we get down to the Edwardtown Police Department incident as a possible drowning. That's what they initially list the death as.
Drowning.
Right? And then they immediately redact the name of the person who called in. Why? Because they're members of the Secret Service. So members of the Secret Service were the ones who observed this drowning. That is the first curious thing. Why would so the Secret Service were clearly watching what was happening. Why did it take so long to find the body? Why did it take 24 hours to find the body?
24 hours.
At the bottom of this bay. If the Secret Service were watching all of this happen, why didn't somebody from the Secret Service go help? The Obamas weren't home. They were still on the island, but they weren't at the house, the physical house. Oh, and speaking of the Obama's house, let's see. The incident took place at 79 Turkey Land Cove. Okay, 79 Turkey Land in the area. The report goes on to detail that they used boats and they used all available resources, called in for all available resources to Barack Obama's house. They had helicopters, they had planes, they had boats. They had everything looking for the search, and they finally were able to find the body of Tafari Campbell using sonar. Which is a little strange because I thought bodies floated, but you know, I'm no mortician here,
boy.
But I thought bodies floated, so I don't really understand that. But here's where it gets really, really weird. Why would they redact the name of the witness? So here's
that's what I was saying though. Why did they blank out the witness name? Like, where did you hide? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is going on here? Why would you block out the name of the witness? What's the whole reason of trying to hide that? That's the reason why all of us, everybody that's watching, that's why all of us been saying the same thing. That something that they're not telling us. We know for a fact when we being lied to, we know we are being lied to. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to call it out until we get the truth. Because obviously the man was an excellent swimmer. He can swim. He's been practicing. So I'm pretty sure he just didn't get in that water and just drown. And then they blocking out the witness name. So it's like, come on, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's something about this. It is something about this.
the persons who were involved, victim and witness. The witness is apparently a young girl. And Tafari Campbell, of course, here is the victim who drowned, who, again, we will note, was a proficient swimmer based on his own posts that he was very proud of, right? So what happened? We finally have the police report. And also, by the way, the police report also becomes very curious because the police there in Edgartown handed off the entire report and investigation to the DA immediately. So effectively, they moved. They knew this was a high profile case, and they moved it up quickly, as evidenced here. Edgartown police handed off the investigations of Obama's chef Tafari Campbell to Massachusetts State Police and the Islands District Attorney Office immediately after the body was found. The reporting and approving officer didn't sign the police report. Edgartown Police Department used the search and dive team, police dispatched surf boats, helicopter until the fuel ran out. Sonar eventually found Tafari Campbell's body. Why were they so eager to hand the case off? It's worth questioning why so many resources were used to locate the body of a man who simply was paddleboarding and fell over, which is what you'd have to assume happened.
Man.
I assume the body would float. Maybe not. The DA of the Cape is a Democrat who went after Ron DeSantis when he shipped illegal migrants to Cape Cod. Why is the witness name blacked out? That's a great question.
That's crazy.
Why? So it's been ruled a drowning. And the call logs were left blank. We've covered that in previous videos. The Obamas, they lied about the Obama's location.
Yep.
They've lied about the nature of the drowning. We are having a cover up by definition based on the Secret Service redacting these files of the witnesses, as Tom Fitton obviously illuminates here.
It turns out the Secret Service probably knows what happened, right? They know who the witness is, who was with this man when he drowned, and they don't want that to come out. So it's by definition a cover-up. And I feel badly for the family of this man, but it's the Obama gang that just can't be level with the American people. And Judicial Watch has got to, work this poor chief up in whoever the chief is up in Edgartown, who's just trying to, trying to defer to the Massachusetts State Police. He's like, well, I don't want to give you the documents. The case is still ongoing, and we have to push and push and push. And his people were on the ground trying to rescue this guy. You know, it's frustrating to have to kind of fight these issues. It really is.
It is.
Yep. Why does it take Judicial Watch to do this kind of stuff? I thought there were supposed to be reporters out there that would look into these kind of things. This is why we start off with the, fake story about if this happened at Mar-a-Lago at Donald Trump's pool. Do you think that every reporter and every journalist, every helicopter, every TV camera,
Man, if that would have happened at Donald Trump, you see what they're doing to him right now, or trying to do to Donald Trump. Let that would have been him over there, been still talking about this right now. But obviously, you even heard another man say that, this is a cover-up. With the witness, why you black out the name? Like, come on, what was the reason of doing that? So obviously, like, yes, this was a cover-up, and I've been calling it from the get-go, even listening to what Benny been saying, been like, yeah, this is a cover-up. Something ain't right. This right here ain't adding up. You're constantly lying about this. Some of the police officers was lying about that. So it's like, come on now. Stop lying to us and tell us the truth.
every camera on planet Earth would be pointed at Mar-a-Lago.
Yep.
To try and uncover why Donald Trump's chef drowned with a mysterious woman, allegedly naked or separated from his clothes, even though he was a proficient swimmer and the Secret Service witnessed it all, and then blacked out all the names of the witnesses. Come on, man. Come on. It's our obligation to ask questions about these kind of things. Why did Bill Clinton's private chef also drown in a weird, extremely strange situation in essentially the peak of life? Walter Schreiber was found dead near a mountain in New Mexico. He went off to go fish, and then he drowned in a drainage ditch. Oh, okay. He was the private chef for Bill Clinton and George Bush. Got it. Okay. Well, sorry for noticing. We just happen to be noticers on this channel. And we seem to be the only people that are even remotely curious in any of this. But we went through all the documents made available by Judicial Watch. We thank Judicial Watch for that. And those things we found very curious. They blacked out the witnesses. They said that all of the calls came from Obama's house. The Secret Service made the calls. The Secret Service knew it was an emergency. They couldn't find the guy. The guy was a proficient swimmer.
Just a lot of
they're
crazy
engaging in a
stuff.
cover-up. They lied about the whereabouts of the Obamas. The guy didn't have any clothes on. At least they said that they found his clothes separately. So I don't know, man. That's what the report says. What do you think? Let us know. And
shout out to Benny, man. Another great video. But like he said, though, all the points that he just made, that they lied about everything about the Obama's whereabouts and stuff like that. And we still gonna keep our eyes on this story and see what else comes out. But man, this right here, just watching this is like, come on. But that's the main thing that got me though, that blacking out the witness name. Like that right there really got me. I'm like, why would you do that? So it's like, yeah, they trying to cover this up. They trying to protect somebody and cover this up. And then you lied about Obama and them not being there. Said that was away from their home. Come to find out they was there the whole time. So it's like, this is sad, man. Rest in peace to Tafari Campbell. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all of this. Thank you all for watching. I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all click. Go show Benny some love. Let him know I sent you. And I catch y'all in the next one. All right, y'all. We are back with another video. It seemed like Benny just done dropped some breaking news. Benny said that Michelle Obama biographer drops bombshell and say, yes, Michelle is running in 2024. Now, look, as we all know, is that Trump has been going through a lot this entire year. I mean, not just part of the year. The entire year, Trump name has been in the news. And they try to put him in the news all for the wrong reasons. I mean, you got to look at it. These indictments, raiding his house, trying to get him locked up, taking the mug shot. I mean, all kind of stuff this year. And they still, and look what Fannie Willis just tried to do. She trying to get a speedy trial that got denied because they don't want this man to run. They are scared of Donald Trump. They know Trump is going to win. He is still winning in the polls by a landslide. Now the Democrats, they want Biden out the way. They tired of him. They turned their back on him. Now it seems like they're trying to throw Michelle Obama against Trump. Come on now. We all know it's going to be Trump 2024. We already know that. So make sure y'all put that in the comment section, Trump 2024. Now we're going to go ahead and dive straight into this. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate you as well. Without further ado, let's see exactly what's going on. But this is going to be the first time I'm hearing that Michelle Obama is trying to run in 2024. So I'm just not hearing this. We'll find out if it's true. Let's see what Benny got to say about this. Let's go.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Beware the Ides of March is what Julius Caesar was warned when the Senate was about to betray him and stab him in the back and steal his power. And as Joe Biden would say, and return to international pressure. Everyone knows that Joe Biden is, of course, suffering from dementia and from strokes and seizures and has to literally be ushered off the stage at events and have people scream and yell at him. Joe Biden is not fit to be commander-in-chief, and now you're beginning to see the Ides of March surrounding
that's exactly
him
right.
as various people from his administration are saying, I'm ready to serve as president. Kamala Harris says she's ready to step into the role as president if Biden is unwell. I may have to take over, Kamala Harris says, while she's the one who shows up at Ground Zero for the September 11th remembrance moment. Well, that's interesting. That's often and regularly a position only reserved for the president. They're doing it in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen. What else are they doing? Well, let's look over here. Desperate Democrats are urging Michelle Obama to run for president. Could Michelle Obama run for president? Well, this doesn't look like a particularly credible website.
They don't. I ain't never heard of that.
Let's go ahead and check with people who are actually credible. And let's undergird this with the understanding that there would be a huge portion of progressives that would absolutely love Michelle Obama to step in and destroy Joe Biden. Cenk Uygur, who runs the Young Turks, said, do the right thing, Joe, this weekend. It is extremely selfish for you to run for president, demands that Joe Biden step aside for the next generation. Young Turks host is decrying Biden's plan to seek office in 2024, saying it's selfish. Man. So Democrats are pissed off.
They is.
And they are now rage tweeting about it, demanding Michelle Obama run. Well, what do I know about Michelle Obama? I will tell you this. There is a biographer of Michelle Obama who wrote the definitive Michelle Obama 2024 pathway in a new book, and he joined Grant Stinchfield on his show in Real America's Voice to explain how it will be Michelle Obama taking over for Joe Biden. Watch.
There's another side to this, too. Maybe another possibility of why they're going after Barack Obama right now. Maybe this is all about Michelle. Maybe Michelle and her aspirations of becoming the next president of the United States, slipping in when Joe Biden slips on out because he's not capable. Maybe this is about someone trying to damage Michelle Obama. Maybe it's the Republicans. Heck, maybe it's Gavin Newsom's people. But maybe, just maybe, Michelle Obama is the cause of all of this hate leveled at Barack Obama. Well, joining me now is the author of Michelle Obama 2024, her real life story and plan for power, and the director of the documentary Michelle Obama 2024. Joel Gilbert is with us. Joel, welcome to the program.
Thank you. So good to be here. Thank you.
Well, Joel, it's a pleasure having you on. An old saying I say on this program all the time is there's no such thing as coincidences. I just couldn't help but notice all the things coming out recently about Barack Obama. And then, you know, I was a caller who says, hey, you got to look at Joel Gilbert and his documentary. I thought, well, maybe this may be about Michelle and trying to damage her.
Yeah, I think that may be part of it. The allegations that have come out in the media in the last few weeks really were around for years. David Garrow's book that had the quote where Obama said he makes love to men in his imagination came out several years ago. And of course, Larry Sinclair was from way back in 2008. So the fact that these are coming to the surface tells you that I think there's something going on in Obama world. And I make the case that I believe that Joe Biden is on his way out. I think that's pretty much the consensus. Nobody really believes he'll be the candidate in 2024 because of health, because of corruption, because of his terrible record. And I make the case in my film and book that Michelle has been pretty much copying Barack Obama's path to the White House. Barack had a voter registration organization in Chicago called Project Vote before he ran for president. Michelle founded something called When We All Vote that's supported by the Soros Group for $26 million. She's been running around the country registering people for several years. Barack wrote 2 autobiographies, Dreams from My Father and The Audacity of Hope. Sure enough, Michelle wrote 2 autobiographies, Becoming and The Light We Carry. They're also on Netflix as TV specials. And of course, Barack was the keynote speaker who introduced John Kerry at the 2004 Democrat convention. Sure enough, Michelle introduced Joe Biden at the 2020 Democrat convention. So I think she's positioned herself just like Barack did, and the Democrat Party has set it up for her. Don't forget, they moved the first primary out of Iowa, where she would have had to campaign in 100 counties, to South Carolina, where half the Democrat electorate there for the primaries are going to be African American. She also claims that as her adopted home state.
How, Joel, does she make her way then around Kamala Harris or possibly even Gavin Newsom, who I know has aspirations of this?
Well, Michelle Obama is the best loved Democrat. She's the most popular person in the country, if not the entire world. She's had 15 years of all positive publicity, hundreds of magazine covers, hundreds of interviews, sitcoms, talk shows. Kamala Harris is not a very popular person. Even the black community does not consider her to be black because her father's from Jamaica, her mother's from India, she grew up in Canada, so she's not really considered African American by the black community. Gavin Newsom is from my state. He's a failed governor. He's kind of a snarky white guy. And don't forget, the Democrats have now turned toward ethnic minorities in positions of power because of the progress that Donald Trump made in delivering for minorities with prison reform, the economy, school choice. So the Democrats are desperate to keep their core voting groups of blacks and minorities. That's why they appointed the UN ambassador as a black lady, minority leader in the House, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, press secretary.
Like, see, that's the thing right there. Instead of saying something about Michelle Obama gonna run just because the Democrats already want Joe Biden out the way type of, he don't see Joe Biden getting reelected. Look, Joe Biden wasn't gonna get reelected anyway. Whether Michelle Obama tried to run or whoever, like everybody that's trying to run, regardless of the situation, I said this before, Joe Biden is not getting reelected. I still stand on Trump winning in 2024. That's just me. I stand on it. I still believe that Trump is going to win. I don't care who is running with Donald Trump, everybody else that's running with Donald Trump or trying to go against him. I still see Donald Trump winning in 2024. Think about all the stuff that this man has been through this whole year with it, like house raid and the Biden indictments, these interviews where a lot of these anchors, like they just literally trying to get him to say something that really don't need to be said. Just like how Trump called out the reporter the other day. He kept saying, I'm not finna tell you that. Why you keep asking me that? I'm not finna tell you that. Like they be trying to get so much stuff out of Donald Trump. I told you, they don't like this man. And they've been trying to do everything they can to get rid of Donald Trump. and they study looking like, damn, he keep coming back. This man is still fighting. He won't let go. I'm telling you, it's that fight in Donald Trump that this man has not gave up, and he would not give up. And that's why I say I still stand on him winning in 2024. I don't care who else is running against him. It's not really going to matter if you ask me. I still think Trump going to win. Now, let's keep it going.
Their message is rather insulting. If you're black, it's their message is, we look like you, so vote for us. That's their
We look
message.
like-
So
yeah.
Michelle just checks all the boxes. They're really
See,
not.
that's the thing right there that a lot of people get it confused. They go to saying, okay, if the president black, then all the people that's black gonna vote for him. See, the thing about it ain't all about voting for a person because they black. You vote for the person if you feel like they gonna be the right person for the office. That has nothing to do with color. I don't care if you black, white, whatever the case is. We want to put in office the person that we know is going to do right, who's going to be right, who's going to be for the country, who's going to do everything to make sure the American people is all right. Not like Joe Biden sitting up here giving all our resources and stuff to another country. That's what he's doing. So like the point about, and that's the thing that has to stop. Like all this, just because she black, then all black people got to vote because she's just because that means now we just vote because of color. We ain't voting because of what we think she will do. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be like that. It don't matter what color the president is. We want to put the person in office that we know is going to do the right thing. That's what I stand on,
Not interested in white men anymore.
All right. What's your predictions as they set up against President Trump? Clearly, I think Joe Biden's the easiest to beat. And I say this with the caveat that if the elections are fair and the systems are fair, I think Michelle Obama is very much like Hillary Clinton.
Brother refused to go to schools where there were all black kids and went an hour and a half away to study with whites. They were doing white flight. And then Michelle, as a professional in Chicago, she made 20,000 blacks homeless when she knocked down the projects at Cabrini Green to give away the land to these Democrat donors.
Oh, I ain't never heard that before. She made black people homeless because she knocked down what? I ain't never heard that before. Let me take that back. I want to make sure I heard that right.
Right. And then Michelle, as a professional in Chicago, she made 20,000 blacks homeless when she knocked down the projects at Cabrini Green to give away the land to these Democrat donor developers like Tony Rezko when Michelle worked for.
Family. Hey, y'all. So, yes, Shannon, I see you saying wow. I don't know if you're saying wow about the content or you all are saying wow because now that we're talking about, Big Mike, they keep kicking me out, child. Like, they keep kicking me out. And they keep kicking me out as well as they are won't let me send my content in. Like when I write a comment and I try to post it in here, y'all, like they are like telling me like they're having problems with my comments and stuff like this. So yeah. So now that we're talking about Big Mike is a problem. So you mean to tell me that Obama is an ABC? He wanted to legal. That's all. Yes, but believe it or not, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all a big secret. I don't know if y'all know, right? So y'all know allegedly that the one that's supposed to be in the White House, y'all know he is incompetent. Allegedly, y'all, if y'all check out some of his lives and little things that he do, he always have an earpiece in. Also, I remember some years back, y'all, Obama had stated that he would run again for the third time if he could have somebody to be the front runner while he operates from the back. So allegedly, y'all, and everything we saying over here, truth be told, is allegedly. But however, allegedly, y'all, it's rumored that Obama is running the White House, but he using Biden as the front guy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring that content for y'all. I'm gonna put it all together, y'all. I'm gonna bring it to y'all to show y'all. So y'all, like I said, I am woke for tonight. But unfortunately, they keep cutting the live out. They cutting the live out because we're discussing Big Mike. So at the end of the day, yes, Louisa, you are correct. Yes. You are correct, my love. But yes, y'all. So they keep cutting the live out, and I'm not finna be going back and forth with this out the rest of the night. I'm not finna do it. And my time is approximately like 12:30, just about. So I'm not finna sit up here and play with them and Big Mike, baby. I'm not finna do it. So shout out to all the family. Also, shout out to Vita, Lillian. Shout out to my girls. They have called it a night, y'all. Thank you so much, Lillian. Thank you, Vita. I love y'all. To everybody in the comment section, peace, love, and blessings. I love you all. Y'all have a great morning. It's morning where I'm at, but y'all have a great rest of your night. Please don't forget to say your prayers. Don't forget to say your prayers. Also, y'all, we're going to continue this because the rest of the content that I have pretty much, pretty much sums it up with Big Mike, as well as I'm going to bring forth the rest of the content that I was telling you all. I'm going to do that over the weekend. No, I'll do that Sunday because Saturday I'm going horseback riding, y'all. And then I'm going to step out and give me some air. So, y'all enjoy y'all night. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Also, family, don't forget to be a blessing because you are blessed to be a blessing. Anyone you can bring or pull closer to God would be awesome, y'all. So encourage someone, love on your family, love on yourself. Because tomorrow, the next minute is not promised to us. So once again, y'all, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love you all. If you also happen to catch the show on the replay, please leave a comment, share, subscribe to our channel. So next week, y'all, we're gonna do some little changing. Like my boy Shan be sending me content and everything. And like I said, y'all, we will not get away from God. That's no happiness. We will not move away from God because without him, we are nothing. And, it's impossible for us to bring the truth and bring what's taking place inside this world. But moving forward next week, y'all, I will be discussing this beast system. I don't know, but I keep having to go to the B system, But I will be discussing this B system with you all because a little one actually just sent me a photo of them being out of town. They're in Miami, and they sent me this a picture. She went to the register to check out in the grocery store. When she was in the register checking out at the grocery store, she literally they got the scan thing where she's at. So it's been here, y'all. It's already here. So it's just a matter of time that they nationwide this thing. So hopefully everyone is prepared. You all have first and foremost God first. And y'all know what to do when the situation rises. Hopefully you all have your stockpiles and everything because we will not be able to go in these grocery stores. People that will not take the mark, we will not be able to shop. Hopefully you all got your gardens together, your chicken coops, your goats, and whatever else you need. You better turn the city into the county if you live in the city. But anywho, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Once again, this your girl Boss Lady. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Once again, shout out to my girls Vita, Lillian, my boy Shan, my girl Louisa. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. I love y'all so much. Y'all have a great weekend. Mwah. Good night, y'all.